Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Career Nights. And I wanted to get started today with the conversation about our mission statement. So, careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, and experiences worth giving, while always leaving legacies worth leaving. Guys, Devin Hazen, team leader at the Keller Williams Elevate office in beautiful Blue Ridge, Georgia. And I wanted to get on today and have this conversation with you and what it looks like to not only be a part of the real estate industry and what it looks like to be a part of Keller Williams, the largest real estate company in the world. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to share a lot of good information with you today. And, let's just start off with the mission statement. So, careers worth having. How many of you have had a career in the past where, you know what, you liked it, it was okay, it paid the bills, yet you really didn't feel like it was worth what you were putting into it? A lot of people I talk to who get into real estate have what's called that golden handcuff syndrome. And what it is they have a salary, right, that pays the bills, that creates comfort, and it puts them in a position where, they're kind of nervous to leave the comfort. And what I know is that when you put in 200% to that job, 200% to, that 9 to 5, 200% to, building something for somebody else, you still only get paid for 100%. Now, the thing is when you put in more, a lot of the times we expect more back, right? The rule of reciprocity tells us that when we put in, we should receive back. And this is where people really, truly find distress in their careers because either they overperform and feel like they're not, what's the word? Feel like they're not compensated appropriately, or they start putting in less effort because what's the point? So this careers worth having piece, not only in the industry and with Keller Williams, guys, when you put in 120%, you're going to get 120% back. When you put in 80%, you're going to get 80%. When you put in 5%, you're going to get 5%. And here's the thing: when you put in 1,000%, well, then you're going to get 1,000%. Guys, the cool thing about real estate and a career here is that it's all up to you. If you want to make a ton of money, if you want to have a ton of freedom, a ton of flexibility, and an opportunity for you to truly have a career worth having, that's completely up to you. Nobody else. You get to make that decision. Now, don't get me wrong when I say you can have, because remember the rule of reciprocity. You have to put in before you can have. So, moving over to businesses worth owning, the difference between a career and a business is now you've crossed that line into wealth, right? Because if you have a career and you can't work tomorrow, well, guess what? You don't make any money, right? However, if you have a business and you can't work tomorrow, well, the business should be able to continue on while you're not there. It's also an opportunity for you to gain time back, not just money, right? If you own a business and you hire people and you hire help, well, you don't have to be there 24/7. So this is really great. And that's when you start crossing into the line of business owner, wealth creation. And guys, just so, and friends, so just so we're clear, when I say the word wealth, it's normally looked at in the context of finances. And the definition of wealth is to have an abundance of. Who wouldn't want to have an abundance of financial wealth? Who wouldn't want to have an abundance of spiritual wealth? Who wouldn't want to have an abundance of energy wealth? And who wouldn't want to have an abundance of relationship wealth with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your coworkers, your clients, who you get to be in business with? That's what truly creates a life worth living. When we can be in total freedom because we have a career worth having and business worth owning, that's when we get to live the lives worth living. And everybody's lives worth living are different, right? We're all different and unique individuals. We're all different and oh my goodness, and unique when it comes to our wants and desires, our dreams and our goals. So those lives worth living are funded by the career and the business that you get to build here in real estate and through wealth creation. Now, we added two others: experiences worth giving and legacies worth leaving. Who wouldn't want to give a great experience, right? Let me ask you, have you ever been on a flight where the flight attendants were rude or not attentive, or, you're in the middle seat and your video screen is the only one not working in your whole row? That experience isn't the best, right? And what we know, friends, is that when you are on a great flight and you get the window or aisle seat that you like, or maybe you're in first class and you're having a nice beverage, your TV screen works, the flight attendants are attentive, your pilot's funny over the intercom, that experience is so much better. And I would venture to say that if you had any sort of hiccup on each of those flights, well, I would assume that that second experience, that better experience, you're going to have more leeway with. And so this experience is worth giving, guys. This isn't about just another real estate transaction. This is about an experience in the largest financial transaction of somebody's life. This is an experience in helping people achieve goals that they may or may not have ever thought possible. For myself, the experience worth giving was moving from Northeast Ohio, where we have 6 months of winter, to North Georgia, where we've got 8, 9, 10 months of great weather. And for a golfer like me, that's a huge deal. Now, legacies worth leaving. This is a big one, because at the end of the day, what are we truly doing all of this for? Ultimately, it's legacy. Ultimately, it's our children, our grandchildren, our friends, our family, the people who are going to come after us. And I hear this quote all the time, and I love it. It's that you are the best person to help who you used to be. So, guys, the legacy worth leaving portion is such an empowering opportunity for us to be able to take a career, create a business where we get to give opportunities to others, which gives us freedom and flexibility back to live the lives we love to live, which gives us the experiences that make it all worth it. So when we get to experience, then we get to share and offer those experiences and opportunities to those who come behind us. Guys, we are so blessed to be in this industry. We are so blessed to be in a position where we can win at whatever level we decide to win at. We're not tied to a salary. We're not tied to a golden handcuff. We are really in the driver's seat of our business, our lives, and how we're going to help shape the future of wealth through real estate. So let's dig in a little bit. This is our mission statement, who we are as a company with Keller Williams. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Justin, so you guys know, I mean, a real estate agent, it's right here on the screen, is a person who acts as an intermediary, and in most states, a fiduciary, which is somebody who goes above and beyond, who handles client information, who handles and makes sure that the vital information of the transaction, the clients, the other side is maintained in a private manner. And they help buyers and sellers sell real property, homes, commercial buildings, investments, with the intention to find those people who want to create wealth through real estate. So I already mentioned my name's Devin. I'm the team leader here. Excited that you're listening to this, excited that you're here for the journey. And if you want to learn more, I'm going to say this a couple times throughout this presentation. If you want to learn more, take this information right here. That's my personal cell number, my personal email. Send me information, send me questions, send me a time to get together and have a conversation. I'm excited for you and your future, and I want to make sure that I'm every part of it that I can be to make sure that you're successful moving forward. So, what does a real estate agent do? Guys, they consult, educate, and assist people to purchase homes. A purchase or sale that is often the largest financial transaction of someone's life. This is a big deal. And, the industry, and I'll just share with you guys, it's much more than going to class, taking your 75 hours in Georgia, 120 in Ohio. It's different elsewhere. Um, it's much different than just going to get your class, taking a test, and being licensed. Because at the end of the day, this is someone's largest financial transaction of their life. And you don't learn how to handle that in real estate school. You learn how to handle that through support, training, education, and experience, which is why selecting the right broker and the right team to support you and your real estate goals is so important. And guys, it's not just for new agents. Like if you're a new agent here or not even an agent, that is 100% for you. And if you're an agent and you're listening to this and you've been in the business for quite a while, this is also important for you to hear. Just because you selected a brokerage doesn't mean it's the right brokerage, right? You might feel that you've got a little bit of support, and I would coach you to ask yourself what's missing, what's not there, what's holding you back, what's creating bottlenecks in your business. And if your business is not where you would want it to be today, then start questioning those things and start asking the questions. Start with yourself and then reach out. Go interview different companies. See who you're going to be a great fit for. So getting into this, we're going to talk about what a typical day as a real estate agent is. And here's the deal. There's no such thing as a typical day. And anybody who's been in the business for a minute will tell you that that's the truth. Because at any given moment, we can be called, we could be asked to go out, we could be offered to take lunch with each other, we could have a client call. I mean, there's a lot that can disrupt your day. Now, best practice is that we time block and protect our time. So what that means is that in real estate, as a real estate agent, you have, your top 20% jobs, the things that are going to get you 80% of your results. And those things as a real estate agent are lead generation, lead follow-up, going on appointments, negotiating contracts, and practicing and getting better at your craft. If you do those 5 things every day, you win as a real estate agent. So those become your non-negotiables. And a typical calendar is right here on the screen for you. In the morning, make that your lead generation time. And what that means, lead generation, is that you're actively looking for new opportunities. You're looking for new business. You're making phone calls to friends and family. You're knocking on doors. You're hosting an open house. You're doing active lead generation to create new business and new clients, so that way you have work to do moving forward. From 12 to 1 or after lunch or whatever, I see lunch on here at 1 to 1:30. Client follow-up, returning phone calls, returning emails, making sure that you're staying in touch with your people, because whether or not you think so, they need your help more than just once. And they need you to talk to them. They need you to add value. They need you to bring energy. They need you to be their real estate resource. Guys, a lot of people look at real estate as a sales industry, and I hate to tell you, that's incorrect. Now, are we labeled a sales industry? Maybe. However, we don't have any products to sell. We are literally I mean, you can't put a house on a shelf, right? We don't even own the house. Technically, we don't even control the price. The market does. So our real job is to make sure that our clients are consulted and we help to negotiate the best, cleanest, and clearest deal that they can have to make sure that their experience through real estate is a good one. 1:30 to 2:30, prepare and go on appointments. 2 on appointments and previewing of properties. Guys, friends, would you like to have an agent who knows the inventory and what's on the market? Or do you think a client would like an agent who can't answer any questions? If you said an agent who knows their stuff, you're absolutely correct. So that's why we preview properties. So that way we can answer questions with a paragraph and not a sentence, right? So when a client asks us about a property, we can actually tell them pertinent details as opposed to saying, you know what, I don't know, I've never been there. I'll get back to you, which is still okay. However, it's not great. It's not above and beyond. And in this industry, you need to be unique. And as you become unique and as you add value, your sales will increase. And when your sales increase, your trust gets increased with your clients and your family and your friends. They'll start to come to you with requests with, hey, how do I do this? How do I build this wealth? How do I buy an investment property? How do I buy a second home? What do you think my home should sell for? Guys, you start to create an opportunity where your people will trust you so much that they come to you. So flexible, guys, doesn't mean irregular. Whatever you do, right? Whatever your schedule looks like, make it consistent. Make it happen every single day. Those 5 jobs: lead gen, lead follow-up, go on appointments, negotiations, and practice and getting better. If you do those things every day, you'll win in this business. What makes a successful real estate agent? Well, here's a list. I'm not going to go through it all with you. I think it's self-explanatory. I think if you're a self-starter, if you're motivated, if you're consistent, and if you're willing to go the extra mile and create relationships with people, you're going to win in this business. What income can I earn? This one's asked all the time. Really, here's the deal. This is a 100% commission business, which means it's all on you. And we talked about this at the beginning. There's a lot of agents that make $0 a year, which is why it's on here, $0. Guess what, though? There's a lot of agents that make $1 million or more, and that's why that's here. NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, projects that in 2024, the average agent will make $52,000 a year. Now, I know I'm not talking to average agents. I'm talking to agents who want to do more, who intend to do more, and are going to put in the work. And I'll tell you that when we get into business with the right people, really the sky is the limit. And I'm not just saying that. This industry is so incredible in the fact that you can make whatever you want to make just by helping enough people. So remember that when you're looking at, hey, how do I transfer over from another career? I've got to replace X amount of income to make it happen. And this is a 100% commission business, which means I don't know when I'm getting paid next. That is a scary place to be. And it's a freeing place to be when you figure out it's absolutely possible, it's absolutely doable, and it's absolutely a blast to do it. So I'm excited. If you want to learn more about this and the actual model for what it takes to succeed in real estate and make the dollars you need to make, well, again, go back to my information, get it, text me, email me, and let's do an economic model together. Some expenses to be aware of. I'll just let you read the screen and I'll give you this. Every year, it costs on average about $1,500 to maintain your license. Okay. Now, that doesn't count any marketing. It doesn't count buying signs. It doesn't count buying business cards. It doesn't count running Facebook ads. It doesn't count any of that. So every year, minimally, you're looking at about $1,500 a year to maintain your license. With that being said, for those of you who aren't in school yet or are in school, that first year is likely more like $2,000 because you've got to pay for your schooling and you got to pay for your testing. How do I get my license? So again, here, I mean, I'll go through these bullet points. However, if you want more information, I could send it to you. We could talk about it. We can get you enrolled in school. But here's the deal, guys. You got to be an honest, truthful person. You got to be at least 18 years old. You got to be sponsored by a Georgia real estate broker. You must not have been convicted of a felony. If you're born after 1950, you've got to have a high school diploma or its equivalent. And any person that's not been licensed as a real estate salesperson within a year prior needs to complete their 75 hours of classroom instruction. So that's it. And these are some different school opportunities. You've got the CE shop, Barney Fletcher. The biggest thing with real estate school right now is that you've got the opportunity to do it in person, hybrid, or 100% self-paced online. Not telling you which one is best because it's going to be different for everybody. If you know that you're an in-person learner, don't do the self-paced version online. If you know that you're really good at the self-paced stuff and you're dedicated and you're disciplined and you can get it done, well, then go ahead, do it. Just make sure when the testing comes, you've done what you need to do to make sure that you only test once. What happens after I'm licensed? This is where it starts to get fun and interesting. So when you get licensed, then you're going to have to join your local board of realtors. We talked about the fees and expenses as part of that. You'll join the MLS, which gives you access, which is the multiple listing service, to all the company's listings. So you can market to and make sure that if you have a buyer for, have the information available for you. Complete your national orientation at your local board within the first 6 months. 25 hours of post-licensing education. I'll tell you this, do it as soon as possible because you don't learn how to be an agent in real estate school. You learn how not to get sued and pass the test. Well, with the 25 hours of post-license, most of the time those classes are very, very, very based in what it takes to be a real estate agent. So I would always recommend to take that as soon as possible. And then, of course, you've got your continuing education, which is due every 3 years. So career in real estate and how to choose a company. The biggest things you want to ask people when you're interviewing companies and you're talking with people and team leads and brokers is, this is the list. I would ask them about technology and how they can support you in today's real estate market with the tools and systems that they offer. And I would be very cautious too on whether they own that technology or if they buy it from a third party. And the reason is because right now, data is the new gold. Data is the new gold, which means companies, that's what they want. They want people's data so they can sell it to other companies so they can sell them product. And if you don't own your technology as a company, well, then all of your information that you put in as an agent for your people, your clients, your family, your friends is at risk of getting sold and no longer being private. So I think it's really important to ask companies about their technology, if they own it or if they bought a third-party software, and how it's going to help you win in today's market. Training and education, I think this one is self-explanatory because, again, I mentioned when you go to real estate school, you don't really get to learn how to be a real estate agent. So guess what? When you get into the field, you're going to want to have great training, great education, great support, and making sure that you're as successful as you can be, as quick as you can be. Compensation. Understand the models of compensation. because a lot of companies will tout or put forth, we pay this split, right? And they don't really talk about the fees associated with that. And they don't really talk about how that's going to benefit you short term and long term. Understand the actual math and how much money you're going to be paying to be part of a company versus the support, tools, systems, models, marketing, and exposure that you're going to get back from the company. We'll talk a little bit about Keller Williams in a little bit. However, I wanted to make sure that you understand that compensation is not simple black and white. Some examples of compensation splits are 50-50 or 70-30 or 90-10. Don't fall into that's the be all end all, because 90-10 plus fees could be a worse scenario than a 70-30. So just make sure you understand what you're walking into, because this is your career. This is your business. This is your largest financial transaction of your life. If you get this right, this will be the single best thing you've ever done. And if you get it wrong, it could be the single worst thing you've ever done. So look for the support, look for culture. I mean, look for a place where you fit in. Look for a place where you feel community. Look for a place where you're going to be excited to go to. Because if you don't have that, what makes the job so much harder? Market reach. Ask questions about, hey, how do you, what does your network look like? How do you get listings out there? How do you market? What's your exposure plan? And making sure that when you join that company, that they can help expose and market not only you and your clients. So let's get into a little bit of Keller Williams information, and we'll have a discussion on a couple different company models. We won't talk company specific, however, the different models. And there's three main models. Number one is a dependent model. And this is the one you're going to see over here, the traditional companies, okay? And the dependent model is great for people who want to have jobs, okay? If you have no desire to run a business, create a business, be entrepreneurial, this is where you want to be. And here's why. They have absolutely everything done for you. They give you every single resource. They give you every single plan. They deliver on a silver platter what you need to do a real estate job. And that's great. And here's the deal with these traditional companies, you're going to be closer to the 40, 50, or 60% compensation range. And they don't, again, it's a traditional model. So it's a job. So essentially, you bought your way into the industry to gain a job, to then do what the company wants you to do. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. However, if you desire to be more entrepreneurial, if you desire to create more financial freedom and wealth for yourself, then it might not be the best fit. So then, if we look at going over here to the 100% companies, the independent models. Now, 100% doesn't mean 100%, okay? These companies can have splits anywhere from 70, 80, 90, 95, potentially 100. And make sure you understand what you're signing on for, because you don't get 100% for nothing. You don't get 95% for nothing. There's always going to be some fees, some red tape, some fine print. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. And what's really great about these companies is you truly get to be the entrepreneur. You get to be exactly what you got into the industry for. You get to be on your own. And this is the value proposition of the independent companies, right? The value proposition is we're going to pay you more to do it on your own. They don't want to support at a high level. They don't want to add teaching and classes and all that at a high level. Will they sometimes? Sure. However, they're paying you more so they don't have to. So that's the benefit of an independent company is you get to be entrepreneurial. You get to call all the shots. You get to make the decisions. You get paid more, and it's all on your shoulders. So that's important to remember. Now, in between those, you have what's called the interdependent model. And this to me is the best of both worlds. And the reason I'm at Keller Williams, because when we look at a traditional company, remember, they give you everything and they promote the brand. They don't promote the agent, they promote the brand and they give you the game plan. If you look at the 100% companies, they give you nothing and they promote the agent. Well, here's the cool thing about the interdependent model is that when you have the interdependent model like KW does, we have absolutely every resource you could possibly need or imagine. The difference is you get to choose whether or not to use it. You get to choose whether or not you want to have a job or be professional and entrepreneurial. This interdependent model, you're going to likely see splits around the 70-80 range. Now, with Keller Williams, well, we might get into that in a little bit. However, I'll forecast it now. With Keller Williams, we have what we call our cap model. So we reward agents for doing more business by having a cap on how much they pay into the company per year. So whereas these other companies where, let's say if you're on a 50-50, you're paying 50% on every transaction to the broker for the whole year. If you're at a 100% company and let's say you're on a 90% split, well, then you're paying 10% to the company all year. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Whereas with Keller Williams, when you hit our cap, you make 100% the rest of the year until your cap resets. So it's a tremendous opportunity that if you want to build a huge business, well, you can get close to that 100% number if you wanted to. We have agents in the company who actually make more than 100% when they factor in their profit sharing. And we'll talk a little bit about that as well. So traditional dependence, interdependence, and independence companies and models. A little bit about Keller Williams and our history. We were founded in 1983. We are almost 41 years old, and we began our Keller Williams Realty International after 1991. We currently have over 180,000 associates, making Keller Williams the largest real estate company in the world. Current real estate with us, we are a company of culture and sharing best practices and working as a team. So again, that interdependent model, we all work together. We look for the win-win. We focus on the group as a whole and moving everybody forward. Education and training for all agents, compensation at high levels, profit sharing, and technology tools and systems that we own. Guys, we created our own technology built by agents for agents, which helps you get more done in less time. Here's what sets Keller Williams apart. Education. We are consistently rated by Forbes magazine as the #1 or #2 training company in the United States. And that's not just real estate, that's any company. We consistently beat out Google, Intel, Nike. Guys, we are an amazing training company. And if you remember back to what we were talking about, training and education is vitally important to your success as an agent. Our culture, our Y4C2Ts, that's our belief system. We'll get into that. We'll talk about win-win or no deal, success through others, equity for all. We'll talk about what that means. Technology, we talked about, we own our tech. Agent Leadership Council. When I said built by agents for agents, that's not just our technology, that's our entire company. We are run by agents. We are privately held. We're not publicly traded, which means our agents make the decisions. We don't answer to third parties. We don't answer to shareholders. We get to make decisions for agents by agents. It's super cool. And we talked about our commission structure, 100% commissions when we get to cap. Here's our mission again. We talked about that, so we'll kind of cut forward. Here at Keller Williams, we believe that real estate is a local business driven by individual agents and their presence within their communities. This is our belief system and how we operate on a daily basis. Win-win or no deal, integrity, do the right thing, customers always come first, commitment in all things, communication, seek first to understand, creativity, ideas before results, teamwork, everyone achieves more together, trust starts with honesty, equity, opportunities for all, and success results through people. Guys, we don't just have these belief system. We have this posted everywhere. We talk about this constantly, and we live this belief system. When we start working with other agents in a win-win or no deal scenario, guys, it creates such a better conversation. It creates a conversation that people want to be a part of. It gives us opportunities to build trust, and it gives us opportunities to win together. I love the belief system. If you want to learn more about the Y4C2Ts, let me know, and I can send you to my playlist on YouTube. You can learn all about the Y4C2Ts. Training and coaching, we already talked about. At Keller Williams, we don't believe in learning for knowing's sake. We believe in learning for earning's sake. This is huge, right? You know, when you get into the business, there's a lot of information, and you've already crammed all of your real estate school information into your brain. And now you've got all this extra information. And now you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Well, instead of throwing something at the wall, we have planned coaching programs. We've got group coachings, trainings to make sure that you're doing the right things for you. Not every training company, not every real estate company, not any company is created the same, and not every person is the same. So why should their training programs be the same? The answer is they shouldn't. They should be tailored to your needs as an agent. And that's what we believe in. So here's one of our coaching programs. It's our productivity coaching with Chris Young. Chris Young has a ton of real estate experience, over 20 years. She's been involved in over 600 transactions herself. A phenomenal talent. She gives so much value back to her agents, so much time given back to her people. And the productivity coaching program's mission is to get you in production as fast as possible and start building the career and business that you desire in real estate. So I'd love for you to get to meet Chris and have a conversation about what that would look like. Timeless resources. So I'm willing to bet there's at least one person in the room who's at least seen or heard of this book. And it's because this book is not just a Keller Williams manual. This book has been the standard for real estate, any company, for the past decades, making sure that we're building opportunities for everybody. And again, we talked about wealth in the beginning. Wealth is not just about money. It's about what you can do with it. It's about who you become. It's about how you can create a business worth owning to give those experiences worth giving. And I love the quote down here. If I have seen farther than others, it is because I was standing on the shoulders of giants. It reminds me of another quote where, why I could work to recreate the wheel and may never get to my goal, or I can start where someone else left off and guarantee I make it there. And it's an incredible, powerful conversation. This book, by the way, I have a free copy for you if you're interested, is an amazing resource. It is exactly how you should be building your real estate business. And guys, it's not a Keller Williams specific book. This book was written by Gary Keller, and the content was created by agents from all companies across the United States to put the best practices, models, and systems in a book wrapped all pretty and sold to you for $10. Guys, this is the roadmap for you to succeed in real estate. These are some cornerstone courses we offer to make sure that you're ready to go. Ignite is that post-licensing course I was talking about. Gets you moving, active, and ready to sell real estate. Lead generation 36-12-3 is 36 transactions in 12 months, 3 hours a day. And then win with buyers and sellers to create that niche and specialty so that way you can serve your clients at the highest levels. Back to the interdependent model, this quote here, we're a brand that stands behind our agents, not in front of them. And this right here is so important because I was just having a conversation with a couple agents earlier today. And, whereas at some offices, the broker is the boss. At some offices, you have managers. At some offices, the agents truly feels like they work for the broker owner. Well, at Keller Williams, we don't believe in that. We believe in leadership teams. We believe in that our leaders work for our agents because remember, we are agent centric. We are built by agents for agents. So my job is to serve you. Our whole leadership team's job is to make sure that we are working for you and your success. I'm reminded of a quote from John Maxwell that says, follow me, I'm right behind you. And that's my leadership style. And that's our leadership style here at Keller Williams. Follow me, I'm right behind you. So I'm going to help guide you. I'm going to give you the vision. We're going to work on this stuff together. And I'm going to be your biggest supporter, pushing you, holding you accountable, making sure that you're achieving all those wonderful goals for you, your family, and your community. Really cool thing about KW, my listings, my leads, which means when you take a listing and the lead comes into the office, that lead automatically comes back to you. We can discuss more about what this looks like because if you're not in the industry yet, it may not make sense to you. However, a lot of other companies don't offer that. So your listing is your lead. We have a technology platform called KW Command. Again, we own it. It comes with a great real estate app. This app is amazing. You get one custom personalized to you that you can set up searches. You can set up collections. You can set up guides for you, your clients, and future clients. We also have many specialties. So I put this in here to discuss a little bit about the specialties. Remember, I said earlier, you've got to be unique in this industry. If you're not unique, you're weak. So not only does Keller Williams specialize in residential real estate, but we have specializations in KW commercial, KW luxury, KW sports and entertainment, Keller Williams land, KW resort. We've got a specialization farm and ranch for almost everything. So no matter what your specialty is or what you want to grow into, we have everything you need. Just remember, it's whatever you want to plug into. Wealth building, passive income. Keller Williams, I'll just share this. We could get a little bit deeper later on. Keller Williams is a profit sharing company. And as Aaron Kaufman says, he's one of our leadership members. Aaron Kaufman always says, culture starts with profit share because every decision we make affects the profit sharing with our agents. Keller Williams to date, since it started sharing profits, has shared back almost $2 billion with its agents. Every month, Keller Williams shares back on average about 48% of all owner profits to agents. No other company, not just real estate, no other company is doing what we're doing. So not only do you have a chance to create wealth through sales, you've got an opportunity to create passive income that can be, by the way, willed generationally to your children through passive income and profit share. It's pretty cool. We could chat more about that as we go. And then another great thing about KW, and I just wanted to mention this before we've wrapped up, is that we're an open books company. Remember I said culture starts with profit share, right? And profit share creates culture. And we are an open books company. At any moment, any time, you can ask your market center leadership to show you, hey, what's the budget look like? How profitable are we? What are we spending money on? And it is our policy and process that those books are open to any agent request. Go ask Coca-Cola to show you their books. Go ask another real estate company to show you their books. They won't do it. And the reason is because they're not a profit sharing company, and they don't want to see you they don't want you to see how much money the owners are taking home. Well, Keller Williams, we are agents for agents, by agents, built by agents, and we profit share to help serve our agents. Guys, that's it. Keller Williams, again, is built by agents for agents. We're a company that's focused on changing lives. The next one could be yours, and I hope it's yours. I hope this was helpful. Find us on Facebook, YouTube. Check us out at Keller Williams KW Elevate on Facebook. I'm so excited. My name again, Devin Hazen. You can find me on Facebook, find me on YouTube. Let's have a conversation, and let's get to changing your life today. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.